Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2025. If we could rise for the class of 2025. You may be seated.
Good afternoon. I'm not afraid to touch this. Can you hear me? Good afternoon and welcome to the class of 2025 graduation. First, I want to say if I get emotional, I apologize. I just recently went through this, so parents, I feel you and how you feel right now. Today is about celebrating the hard work of this graduating class. These students have spent the last 13 years for this very day. One thing that I always say as an educator is it's our job to ensure that our students have a plan when they leave us. We must ensure that they become contributing members to society that hopefully will take the skills that they have learned at Innovation Montessori Ocoee into any field they choose to pursue. With this graduating class, I am proud to say that we have students, all of our students that are leaving with a plan. We have students who have decided to go straight into the workforce, open a business, start an apprenticeship, or attend one of the following universities. If I read yours, just say a little, Reed College. Get excited. Kalamazoo College. Western Michigan University. University of South Florida. University of Florida. University of Central Florida. Hillsborough College. Orange Technical. College of DuPage. Valencia College. Advent Health University. And Snow College. While no one selected the best university, in my opinion, University of Kentucky, we are still very proud of you. This graduating class was accepted to 59 different universities and colleges. They've accumulated over $300,000 in scholarships, and 7 of our students will receive Bright Future scholarships. That's amazing. You should be very proud of yourself. However, I could not leave out a profession that is very near to my heart. We have a few students who will complete one of the biggest acts of service. It's the service to our country. Will the students who will be joining the armed forces please stand up? I'm very proud of you. Thank you. To the families and friends of the graduating class, I want to take a moment to thank you. Thank you for supporting your student throughout their school career. As a parent, I know it's not always easy. While they may not always tell you, I will say thank you. Thank you for having their back through their daily struggles of growing up. We know how teenagers can be. This day is not only for them, but for you as well. So thank you. Students, can we give our parents and families a round of applause? Lastly, I cannot finish without thanking another important group, our faculty and staff. I watch you interact with students daily. I see the joy on your faces when they are succeeding, and I also see the tears in your eyes when they're struggling. I know the countless hours that you have put in daily to ensure that they are successful. We truly appreciate all that you do for our students. Can our faculty and staff please stand up? Thank you all very much. Again, thank you for being here today, and congratulations to the class of 2025. I am so proud to be here and be a part of what you have built for Innovation Montessori, and I wish you nothing but future success. I am now going to turn it over to our board president, Stacy Williams.
Thank you. She's bright. Thank you, Heather. Good afternoon, families, friends, faculty, and of course, our graduates. I am honored to be here with you today as president of the board and to celebrate this remarkable milestone with 42 Montessori graduates. Each year, yes, absolutely. Each year, the number of graduation caps we see increases, and I am reminded of the importance and the growing impact of our high school. Our Panther family continues to cast a larger ripple each year, and we know that that impact matters. To our graduating seniors, congratulations. Be proud of yourself. In a world that so often rushes towards answers, or ChatGPT, you've learned to ask thoughtful questions. Keep questioning. Keep questioning. The skill to think critically will help you stand out in more aspects as everything in our life seems to be automated more in our daily life. When I interview people, one thing that I notice is the questions they ask. That's what stands out. If they can deeply think about the role and potentially provide a solution to a problem or something that they may see. So keep questioning. In a world that celebrates the number of followers you have learned the value of collaboration. As social media can push what we should value, remember the relationships we build will be what gets you through the tough days. Foster those relationships. We cannot go on this journey alone. And in a world that can sometimes feel uncertain, you've learned to trust your inner guide. You are not just prepared for the future, you are prepared to shape it. And the world needs your voice, your vision, and your values. We are so proud of you, not just for what you've accomplished, but for who you are becoming. So go forward with confidence, keep growing, keep questioning, and never stop sending ripples of impact into our community. On behalf of the entire board of directors, congratulations, class of 2025. And this year I was super excited to go ahead of Miss Allison Franks, who we all know is amazing. So I'd like to welcome her to the stage.
Greetings, class of 2025, and congratulations. I should clarify, I am not starting this speech by congratulating you for what everyone else will today. No. I am congratulating you for being the first graduating class to successfully extend a senior prank through graduation. Yeah, no. For those of you who may not know, our dear, sweet seniors snuck their epic prank into the final hours of their high school careers. And as part, they left me with one final challenge: So if you'll indulge me, I'd like to quote from the email I received last Wednesday morning. As we near the end of an unforgettable year, the class of 2025 wanted to take a moment to say thank you. In the most Allison-approved way possible, through reflection. Attached, you'll find a special year-end teacher reflection sheet, created just for you, in honor of your legendary love for deep thinking, vulnerability, and open-ended questions. They're not wrong. We felt it was only right to give you the same opportunity for growth and emotional unraveling that you gave us. That's right. The class of 2025 flipped the script on me and asked me to complete a reflection of their design, and they even warmed my cold teacher heart by creating a rubric. Mind you, it was their last day of school. All right, so today, in lieu of a formal speech, I will be turning in my year-end reflection as the senior advisor to the class of 2025. And in the spirit of the day, I will be striving for somewhere between approaching and met expectations. Because as we all know, C's get degrees. So seniors, put away your tissues and get ready to deduct points for a lack of detail. I will, however, try to refrain from using IDK. Section 1, the academic roller coaster. Describe the academic growth you've witnessed in the class of 2025 this year, including a metaphor, hyperbole, one surprisingly deep observation, and a time that I considered quitting. Let me start with that last bit. Honestly, I never considered quitting. However, I won't lie. There were moments in quarters 3 and 4 where a 5 to 6 week long vacation did sound kind of nice. No, it did sound nice, yes. Class of 2025, being your senior advisor this year was akin to riding a roller coaster. The high points were deeply poignant, and the low points, the crash outs, if you will, were even more memorable. One moment that sticks with me is watching your eyes light up when we distributed caps and gowns. The smiles were as genuine as the feelings of relief and pride. And that was the first day where I think as a collective you all realized what was coming and you let yourself get excited. Section 1 also asks me to describe my personal transformation over the course of this school year. I will refrain from discussing the new blonde hairs I have sprouted since this year began, and instead I will focus on all that you have taught me. Truthfully, this year was a tough one at the start. Helping you all build connection and excitement took a back seat to adjusting to some major changes. We started the year by merging our secondary programs and also calibrating to new laws that changed how students experience school at IMHS. You were at times rightfully frustrated, and you all kept coming back to the table, pushing us to think of ways around and through these changes. Your guidance and leadership was not only appreciated, it was essential as we did the work of building community this year. In your final reflections for Incubator, many of you describe your experience at IMHS as interesting. Please know I understood the sarcasm in this word to be implied. And I think that's the biggest lesson I learned this year. The class of 2025 pushed me to learn new ways to be a senior advisor and a teacher. You all made my professional life interesting in the best way, and the sarcasm is not implied. Now, on to the subject of senioritis. I've been asked to address when I first noticed it and how it affected my will to keep going. I first noticed tendencies of senioritis in the class of 2025 on August 10th, 2021. You guys remember that day, right? It's your first day of freshman year? Yeah. All jokes aside, though, while there was a definite decline in motivation beginning in January of this year, what I noticed more than that was the significant increase in your emotional engagement. I loved every minute of watching you guys come together, forge new friendship, deepen old bonds. It was in these moments that I saw your whole selves show up. The goofy, creative, sarcastic, playful humans that I enjoyed so much. You found each other as a community, and I will hold those memories for far longer than any alleged senioritis. Section 2, engagement and vibes. Miss Cindy, Ireland, you've advanced the slide, yes? Okay, thank you. So I want the audience to be able to see this section as well. You'll see it says, of all the personalities in the class of 2025, who was your favorite and why? As you'll see, I'm asked to name names, avoid being shy, and please note that that final clause on there that says that I am obligated to award extra credit if I do not follow these instructions. Well, seniors, if you would check under your chairs for the big reveal, please. Everybody check under their chairs. Yep, everybody check under their chairs. Yeah, what do we find? What do we find? What do we find? As you can see, you have each received a certificate for 10 extra credit points. Because, let's be honest, I do indeed love you all, individually and as a collective, and nothing has brought me more joy than witnessing you grow. Thank you for sharing your journeys with me and for allowing me to walk beside you for a while. Moments that will live rent-free in my head. An actual sunrise at sunrise. That was a first this year. We got a sunrise at senior sunrise. Our final sunset and sitting around the campfire with you all. Senior Socratics outside around a pond. Where is he? There he is. McDonald's orders. Napping seniors in comfy chairs. Mariah Carey's Christmas songs in September. At top volume, no less. And how many different versions of a story about an incident with an outlet that I've heard in the past 9 months. From freshman year, the incident was in freshman year. All right, section 3, curriculum and you. Which lessons, units, projects were my favorite to teach this year? Gosh, I'm so glad you asked. I have to say, every single one of our capstone conferences were my favorite, with the Q4 reflection coming in as a close second. Families, I've also been asked to share why these lessons slapped. For those of you who don't know, I am not referring to violence, but rather to why they were the absolute best. And seniors, they were the absolute best because they allowed me to watch you work, to own your work, to own your learning, and to own your process. I got to see each of you problem solve, pivot, and lean into the confidence of being experts in your subject areas. If I had to summarize the class of 2025 in one word or phrase, what would it be and why? I would say, like no other. Yeah. You all definitely tested us, taught us, pushed us, and you also left a hole in the building and in our hearts when you walked out last week. Thankfully, not a literal hole. Your class was the first to have 4 years of community days. You were the last class we will graduate that began high school on our Lakewood campus. You're leaving behind gorgeous murals, a self-sustaining pond, a gaga pit, plays, how-to guides for planning community days, films, cookbooks, so many good questions and conversations, and the return of the senior prank. When I asked you all this question, because you asked me, so I get to share what you asked, I got such insightful words that I can't help but share a few here. And it's not cheating because I'm citing my sources. Unorthodox, unhinged, but unforgettable. Growth, amazing, community, transformative, bittersweet, supportive, and a long but short journey. Final reflection. What did this class teach me? You taught me not to get so caught up in being an authority or an expert on a certain topic, because truly, what we created and learned together over these past 4 years has more meaning. Maria Montessori told us that guides like myself should shed omnipotence and become joyous observers. Please know that nothing has brought me more joy over the past 4 years than witnessing you grow. And you grew a lot. When I reflect on this lesson, I'm reminded of the wisdom one of your classmates shared in their final reflection. Everything I've done or that's happened had a small part in shaping who I am now, and I wouldn't change anything. For your last question, you used my own words against me. You should know that when I first read this, that tactic had the desired effect and my eyeballs got leaky. Please know this final question is, I'm sorry, I'm skipping ahead. So one last time, I'll turn it back on you. Do you know how much I'll miss you? Please know this final question is rhetorical. The answer is more than I can express in words. Congratulations once again to the class of 2025, and thank you for allowing me to attempt to put my love and admiration into words anyway. Now I have the best job. Well, the second best job. I have the honor of introducing our student speakers. Please help me welcome to the stage James Powell.
Good afternoon. Bring that a little closer. I got my notes on here. It's so crazy, being here. I first came to the school in 7th grade, coming from Imagine South Lake in Claremont. I didn't even know I was coming here. I remember when my mom first told me that we were gonna go to this place called Innovation Montessori Ocoee. I didn't even know what Montessori was. I remember looking it up at the dinner table, and that was in 2019, and I never pictured myself, coming this far, meeting the incredible people that I met here, this incredible community, and I'm really grateful for crafting myself and how I turned out. That's my notes. Oh, I was gonna do a big motivational speech, like a real tearjerker, but I just decided to stick to thank yous, like a Grammy speech. Yep, practicing, there you go. I want to thank Miss Allison for, being the awesome senior planner that she is, teaching this teaching incubator. Same thing with Ms. Becker here, too? Where's Ms. Becker? Thank you to Ms. Becker as well for giving us an unforgettable incubator experience. I think a few parts for but it's still a great class. It was wonderful, and it taught us to think outside the box and prepared us for life. And I don't know where the school would be without Miss Allison. I feel like maybe a few wheels would have fallen off. Just because she's so great at organization. Us and the ambassadors, I don't know where it would be without Miss Allison and Miss Lachey and everybody that helps us out. I want to thank Miss Krause for emphasizing reading between the lines in all of her projects, and for giving me a space to explore creative endeavors in the form of various projects and things that I'm super, super grateful for. Where's Ms. Krause? Thank you, Ms. Krause. I want to thank Ms. Lilly for continuously pushing me out of my comfort zone in all theater things and everything else. The first show that we were supposed to do was in 7th grade. We were doing Shrek the Musical that was supposed to premiere after spring break in 2020. that was still a great experience, even though we didn't get to do it. All the wonderful shows that we did, performance and tech for me, being the president of the troupe for the last 3 years, it's been really cool just to see that. Clap up for Sylvie. But it's been super awesome just to see how far the troupe has came, and I'm excited to see the future shows. Josh, I see you better be in the next one. He's great in SpongeBob. There you go. That was a great show too. I want to thank Elliot, also theater related, for just being a great friend and for Too Much Lighting with me and helping us run this show, and for giving me rides. A lot of rides, people. Thank you, Augustine. Thank you, Aiden, everybody with a car for getting me places. Back on Augustine. Thank you, Augustine, for being such a great friend since freshman year. For lending me Deep Work too. That book was an excellent book, and it really changed my viewpoint. It's really expanded my thought horizons, and I really appreciate all you've done for me. I want to thank Mr. Daniel. I know he's not here. Some of us remember. That was one of the coolest staff members we had. Shout out to him. I think he's in New Jersey right now. Thank you to him. Thank you to Jake for being a really, really cool dude and doing my capstone with me. Thank you to my parents, my whole family, for being so incredibly supportive. I don't know where I would be. Thank you to everybody, and thank you all the teachers, staff that keeps the school going and facilitates all the awesomeness that happens, and for giving us that space. Thank you to everyone else I didn't name. Said it a lot. And thank you, everybody.
Rachel Watson, please come to the stage.
He's so tall, I gotta adjust this now. My shoe came off. Okay, before I get started, let me give another reminder to turn off your cell phone notifications. I hear some Samsungs, I hear some Androids, there's a lot going on here. Good afternoon, everyone, teachers, families, friends, thank you so much for coming. It means so much that you are all here today to support us graduates. Today is arguably one of the most important days of our lives. We've all worked so hard to get here. Today, we bravely take the first step into the next chapter of our lives. Along with many of my peers, I have had and continue to have many questions about what my future beyond high school will look like. Throughout high school, there have been moments where I thought I had my future planned out perfectly, and other moments where I had no plan whatsoever. I went from psychology to massage therapy to film, and finally landed on culinary. Ooh, I remember in my sophomore year, I thought massage therapy was going to be the career for me. I had told all of my friends and family, my parents had told their friends, I was looking into certification programs. Then, one day, something just clicked. I realized I didn't want to do it anymore. I was just done. It felt like from that point, I had no plan, and that scared me. I'm sure every person in this room has had a moment similar to this, and if you haven't, you probably will. The first thing people our age are asked are something along the lines of, what are you doing after high school? What do you want to study? What college are you going to? And while it is important to be considering these questions for ourselves, the pressure to pick a direction and commit to it forever can make us feel inadequate if we don't have an answer. Amidst all of these pressing questions, it's helpful to remember that it's okay to not have it all figured out yet. It's okay to take your time, it's okay to change your mind, and it's okay if all that takes you longer than a day, a month, or a year. Life unfolds at its own beautiful pace, and all we can do is try our best to work with it. Some of the most notable figures of their work did not make their mark until later in life, and often after a series of challenges. To name a few, Vera Wang, the fashion designer, originally wanted to be an Olympic figure skater. When she failed to make the U.S. Olympic team, she turned to fashion. She worked as an editor for fashion magazines like Vogue and Ralph Lauren, and didn't start independently designing until the age of 40. Morgan Freeman, the actor, producer, and narrator, always had a love for theater. His plans to go to college for a drama scholarship were halted when he contracted pneumonia, so he enlisted in the U.S. Air Force. He eventually got back into studying theater and got his first major film role at the age of 50. Colonel Sanders, the businessman and founder of KFC, worked various jobs including streetcar conducting, blacksmithing, being a fireman, and being a lawyer before his franchise succeeded at the age of 65. Success is subjective and personal to the individual, and while it's one of the things we strive for most in life, it's important to remember, success has no deadline. And all that being said, let's take a moment to reflect back on and honor what being part of this close-knit community will mean for our ability to navigate whatever may come. Our school is one of a kind in that we are the only the fourth graduating class. With only 42 students in this class, we have found so many ways to grow closer to each other throughout these years. We may have all entertained the thought of transferring to another, bigger, more traditional school. So why did we stay? Some of us have been here since as early as elementary school and have benefited from the friendships and continuity of choosing to follow the path to graduation at IMHS. Some of us stayed because of the personal and understanding nature of teacher-student relationships, allowing us to work at our own pace and feel like people rather than just students in the eyes of our instructors. And some of us stayed because of the unique opportunities presented at this school and not others, like painting our own murals on the school walls, or creating our own personal capstone projects, or being supported in creating our own businesses. And even though we may not have all seen eye to eye, I think we can all agree that we made the high school experience for each other certainly unforgettable. Who could forget what it was like coming back from our year online to see all of the very real faces of our peers, the transition to our high school building, and surviving the introduction of middle schoolers to our building. No matter what our experience brought us, we made it to today. As we leave here today, we carry with us not just the knowledge we've gained, but the experiences, friendships, and lessons that have shaped us. Whether your next step is college, a job, a gap year, or something entirely different, remember that there's no perfect timeline. It's okay to move at your own pace. Trust yourself, stay curious, and don't be afraid to take a different path if it feels right. We may not know exactly what the future holds, but we've already proven that we can adapt, grow, and support one another. So here's to the class of 2025, stepping into the unknown with courage, patience, and hope. Thank you.
Jacob Ellis, please come.
Hey everybody! So throughout my whole high school journey, a lot of peers in my life have told me that my goal in high school was just to kind of breeze through. And that my personal relationships mattered, but they weren't the things that I should focus on. What I really needed to focus on was getting my education and getting out. Well, I'm proud to stand on this stage today and say that I've proven those people wrong. Because as I look out at my fellow graduates, in some of you, I see a friend for life. And so, rather than make this moment about all my accolades, which would not fill 3 minutes, I want to make this about the people who turned me into the man that I am today. Starting with a man who needs no introduction, James Powell. Truly, I feel like everyone in this room owes James a thank you. Because he is going to put this place on the map one day. I just beg that you take me with you to the Grammys one day. Please. But thank you, man. You mean a lot, and you've been a good friend to me for a while. Next, Mila. I've had the joy of sharing both my junior and senior year homeroom with her, and I can say confidently that she skipped more than half of it. But the times that she did decide to show up always made the day better. So thank you for that. And lastly, I want to thank, right in the front row here, Elliot. Don't start crying, I'll start crying. Elliot and I had a great conversation the day after we left high school for the last time. And it really tied a bow on my entire high school experience. And so I want to thank you, Elliot, for being a friend who I can always count on. And I feel I never have to prove myself to. Thank you. And I feel like I'd be missing the opportunity if I didn't bring up at least one teacher. And so, the one that I want to bring up is not just my favorite, but I'm sure is a favorite to many of you. He teaches some of the most intelligent and engaging classes at this school, and he's just a really funny dude. So thank you, Mr. Watson. Every class I've taken of yours has been nothing but a treat. So thank you. Moving back in the audience a little bit, I've brought with me 10 people who I feel like were vital in bringing me to the person that I am today and turning me into the man that is bringing this speech to you guys today. And so, while I don't have 10 minutes to give this speech, I want to thank all 10 of you because you mean more to me than I could ever show. Especially you, Mom and Dad. Safe to say that you guys did a pretty good job. So thank you for being the two who inspired me and convinced me to do this speech. And there is one person who I do want to shout out most of all. And she has her eyes on the floor right now. I want to thank my sister. Because I know I'm supposed to be a big brother role model, but the truth is, watching you grow into your courageous and very stubborn self does nothing but motivate me every day. And I know you're going to miss me so much when I go to college, but always know that I'm going to miss you more. Thank you.
You guys show me up every year and I love it. All right. Augustine says that is so
Hey everyone. As we stand here today, I'd like to introduce with a parable. A banker walks up to a fisherman on the beach. He asks, "Why don't you get a fishing boat so you can catch more fish and make more money?" And then what? The fisherman asks. And then you can have a whole fleet and become a millionaire. And then you can live the rest of your life lying on this beautiful beach. We might overlook the life of a fisherman as neither glamorous nor traditionally successful, and we might miss the subtle pleasures he finds in his daily routine. In fact, we often dismiss the everyday joy because we're so caught up in what comes next. In high school, we worry about graduation. In college, we worry about landing a job or graduate school. And in our professional lives, we worry about retirement. But how often do we pause to appreciate the moment we're in? Looking back to these past 4 years, the Salesman's freshman year creative challenges, all the Socratic seminars that we all totally prepared for in advance, the 40-minute concept puzzles, and Mr. Watson's DIY risk game. That was so much fun. I'm reminded that all our memories aren't necessarily the grand milestones or achievements, but the experiences in between. Our lives aren't a series of discrete checkpoints, but a continuous path deepened and enriched by all the liminal moments. I don't measure success only by the destination, but by the quality of the journey. Moving forward, past graduation, let us seek a balance between pursuing our ambitions and pausing to admire the little pleasures. a balance between Macbeth's determination and Buffalo Man's simplicity. Because when we're 80 and we look back to our lives, it won't just be the great triumphs we look back on, but the subtle moments that propelled us to accomplish. The subtle moments that made us who we are and made the journey worth it. Finally, thank you to my parents for literally everything. My siblings for the teaching practice. Teaching math to you has been fun and frustrating. Ms. Krause for your never-ending feedback and all the after-class discussions that changed my life. Ms. Becker and Ms. Allison for encouraging me to do math circles. Thank you. Mr. Watson and Ms. Seavey for allowing me to pursue my interests with their work. Changed my life too. Mr. Elpson for the first IMHS physics class, which was great. Dylan, I know you remember. And Ms. Cindy for entertaining my questions in sophomore year. Very helpful. And finally, Rachel Watson and James Powell for being there since freshman year. Both of you changed my life for the better, and I couldn't imagine high school without you two. Thank you.
And our last speaker, Dylan Loknoff.
Good afternoon, class of 2025, distinguished faculty members, and everyone else in attendance. My name is Dylan Loknoff, and I have the honor of being this year's valedictorian. Thank you to my family for coming today. Mom Joe, Uncle Mark, Grandma Sita, Brandon and Brianna, everybody. I want to say a special thank you to my grandfather, who I call Papa. Thank you for always being there for me and my family. You're a man of little words, but you made a big impact by always showing up. To my sister Callie, thank you for always making sure that I never sleep past 9 a.m. by forcibly waking me up. Oh, and thank you for always making sure that I'm in shape by chasing and hitting me every day. I think my back is still bruised from a couple days ago. But seriously, you've been a light in my life since the day you were born. You've been the friend I always knew I could count on, even if you steal any candy that I own when I'm not looking. Mom and Dad, thank you guys so much for everything you have done for me. I know it's cliche, but you guys are the reason that I'm standing here. Dad, you are the man I aspire to be. You're a rock of our household, someone that is always supporting everyone imaginable, balancing your work life and home life to a T. It's unfathomable to me that how you're able to do everything that you do, from handling work perfectly, taking work calls at inhumane hours, constantly traveling, to showing up to every single sports game I've ever had, driving me to tournaments and playing my random games with me that don't make any sense. To doing my chores for me when I'm too tired, or just plain lazy, washing my car, or doing yard work just because you have free time. I wish I had the words to describe the level of appreciation I have for you. I know we've had our fair share of heated moments, but not once did any of those moments make me lose the love and gratefulness I have for you. So Dad, I love you, and thank you. Mom, I would say you've been there from day one, but you've kind of been there since day -9 months. In all seriousness, you've always been there for me, literally. You are the other rock in our household. Your unrelenting job of a mother is never done. You're never off the clock. Just when you think you can crawl into bed and rest, a faint, or not so faint, call for you to be heard from across the hall. And without an exasperated sigh, you get up and run to see the problem. You're always there when I can't find my soccer gear, or make sure that it's washed after a game, or finding Callie's schoolwork when she misplaces it. You're always there to make sure there's food on the stove, or in the fridge when I come home late, and that no one misses a doctor's appointment. You always make sure that everyone is taken care of before you even think of breakfast. And just like with Dad, I can't think of any word that expresses the gratitude that everyone holds for you. And with that, I can only say that I love you, Mom, and thank you. And while my sister, my parents, and everyone else in my family has gotten me to where I am today, I definitely couldn't do it without the amazing faculty members at this school, so let's give them a round of applause. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to give a little paragraph about everyone, but here are my highlights. Ms. Krause, you've been with me throughout all 4 years of high school, constantly supporting me emotionally and academically. Words can't even begin to describe the core memories or lessons that you've bestowed upon me. You've developed me as a student, but also as a person. Your support throughout all of my ups and downs in my high school career has gotten me through so much. The way that you give all of yourself to every single one of your students is nothing short of inspirational. While I'll always remember the open laptop days, I'll think the part of your classes that I'll consider the most valuable is the plethora of skills you've endowed me with for the future. From teaching me how to write in the academic third person in my 9th grade year, to showing me how to break down poems for this AP Lit test, you've pushed me to gain a new skill set every year. And for that, Krause, thank you. As much as I hated it in the moment, I've come to appreciate being pushed. Miss Lilly. Thank you, Miss Lilly, for forcing me to join theater productions against my will almost every year. By threatening to text my mother. But seriously, thank you for breaking me out of my shell early into my freshman year with Almost Maine. It really helped develop me as a person and revealed the confidence that I never knew I had. Thank you. Thank you, Coach B, for watching over me, mentoring me, and stepping up to head the athletics department when we had no one else to turn to. Thank you for providing a sports team when we didn't know if we would have one. Thank you for giving us athletes everything that we've enjoyed these past 4 years. You've really stepped up and done so much more than anyone could have possibly expected from the new PE teacher that we were introduced to 4 years ago. And thank you for taking care of me every time I broke a bone. Actually, many thanks to everyone here for taking care of me every time I broke a bone. And now, to the graduating class of 2025 at Innovation Montessori High School. Take a breath of relief. We made it. Graduation isn't just my achievement, it's our achievement. From portables in a rock-filled field to an actual building, we made it. So give yourselves a round of applause. And so I say, we stand here to celebrate a remarkable achievement, one that couldn't have been possible without each and every single one of you. Everything our... Is that a train horn? Everything our generation had to endure with from our middle school years to now was not just a task on our list. It was definitely a journey, an embodiment of our collective efforts, innovation, and unwavering commitment to get here. And so, take a moment to acknowledge yourselves and the countless sacrifices you made along the way that no one knows about, and for the countless sacrifices you're going to make to achieve your future dreams. You're here because you showed up for yourself when it counted. And to our parents and teachers, take this moment to look around at your students and children. Many of us are here because you didn't allow the grind to beat you down. To our teachers, you showed up even when you had a sick kid at home, often sacrificing many hours of your own lives to be with us. And it wasn't for nothing. We're here because you cared. And as we move forward, let us carry this momentum with us. Remember that our success today is a testament to our unity and our commitment to greater and better things. Each of you is a vital part of your future success. In AP Lit, we tirelessly sought after the meaning of the work as a whole. In life, isn't this exactly what we're supposed to do? Seeking the meaning of our own lives? What purpose will you fill as you step beyond the loving doors of IMHS? Whether you're going to university, a trade school, joining the Army or Marines, or don't know what to do yet, remember, it took you 12 long years to make it here. That's commitment, so keep your curiosity alive, stay open to new opportunities, and yes, you may even have to take some calculated or not so calculated risks. But remember, we are the architects of our own futures. What we choose to put in is what we will get out of it. And the world awaits our unique contributions. So work hard, but enjoy the journey too. Because this next phase is where some of us will meet what's going to be our lifelong friends and partners, and create the most memorable experiences of our lives. So here's to our success, and to many more achievements ahead. Congratulations, Panthers. We did it.
Close now. I'd like to introduce Dr. John Harnight.
So I'm rethinking my choices right now. I chose to go last after those speeches. Not so smart. Good job, everyone. Let's give it up for our graduates. I'm also fairly jealous. I don't know if you guys were able to see how small the font was when they were reading. Mine is not that small. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you, everyone in the community, for welcoming me here. It's been an amazing year. I literally could not have done it without everybody on the stage, without all the families. It was a successful year. I'm so proud of them. And I just want to say thank you all from the bottom of my heart for welcoming me into this community in my first year as a principal. So thank you. Please be seated. So here we go. Good evening, everyone, families, friends, teachers, everyone on FaceTime at homes, although I don't see very many phones up, so that may not be a thing. And most importantly, the class of 2025. Let's take a moment to recognize that we made it. You made it. You survived high school, the tests, the essays, the sometimes awkward social interactions with peers. And yes, even the group projects where only two of you actually did the work. You crossed that finish line. And if that doesn't deserve a standing ovation, I am not quite sure what does. So again, congrats. Now as your principal, it's my sacred duty to offer you some final words of advice before you go out into the world and forget everything I'm about to say. First and foremost, focus on what matters. Spoiler alert, it's not the number of followers you have, your GPA, or how many people liked your post. What really matters is how you treat people, how you show up in the world, and how true you are to yourself when no one's looking. Trust me, when you're 47 years old, and I'm only speaking from hypothetically, I wouldn't know anything about this, and you're trying to remember your Wi-Fi password, you're not going to remember who was sitting at your lunch table. You won't. Okay. Second, your future is yours to build, brick by brick, moment by moment. Some of you are headed to college, some to work, some to travel, some to sleep for a while. All of that's okay. There is no one path, just your path. And that path might twist, it might turn, it might do a little loop-de-loop, like a roller coaster designed by somebody with too much energy drink in their system. But that's life. Hold on and keep going. Third, and maybe most importantly, be a good human. Be the kind of person who returns shopping carts, who holds the door open, who listens more than they talk. Be someone who apologizes when they're wrong, laughs at their own mistakes, and send a kind text just because. This world doesn't need more celebrities. It needs more encouragers, more helpers, more people who leave things better than the way they found them. Here's a little pro tip. Eat your vegetables, drink your water, call your parents, and for goodness sake, learn how to do your laundry. Before I let you go, I want to thank each and every one of you, class of 2025, for the light, the laughter, and learning you brought to our school. You made us proud. You made me proud. You made us laugh. Some of you made us mildly concerned, but hey, we survived together. Go out there, make some mistakes, make memories, make change, but above all, make sure the world is a better place because you're in it. Congratulations, class of 2025. Now get out there and do something amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pagnani. Seniors, the last time I get to call you that. Everybody take a breath. Make sure your tassel's on the right side. We'll be changing that soon. And now, it is my pleasure, and Dr. Pagnani, for the presentation of candidates for the conferring of diplomas. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jordan Aziz Burgos.
Here we go. We practice it. We get it? Oh, yeah, we got it.
Jacob Bellis. Layla Bryan. Christopher Cabrera Mendez. Christopher Cardozo Rios. Augustin Cespedes Souza. Patrick Cisneros. Jacob Colon. Elliot Corbett. Karina Cunningham. Owen Giorgio. Felipe Dylan de Souza. Noah Frankston. Andrew Gill. Jamie Gilmore. Laurel Johnson. Aiden Renville. Dylan Boatman.
Laser focused already.
Oscar Manzano. Mariana Mendez. Gisela Jimenez. Matthew Ogilvy. Emmanuel Ortiz. Colin Patel. Janaya Perez. James Powell. Christian Rogers. Mila Santiago Lima. Andrew Schuster. Eliani Serrano Rivera. Jalal Swalem. Nicholas Tadoe.
Thank you.
Aiden Suarez. Melanie Toledo Alvarez. Melanie Villanueva. Riley Walker. Rachel Lawson. Liam Woodall. party on. Alexis Zabetta. Class of 2025, if you may please rise and face your family.